welcome back, or if you are new, welcome. I hope you enjoy this garage tour, showcasing my garage as of the 1st of August 2022. So you see 1,155 cars, 251 commons, 119 uncommons, 140 rares, 184 super rares, 280 ultra rares, 134 epics and 47 legendaries. We'll only do the locked because no one really wants to see the rubbish that's unlocked. If at any point you want to stop it to see what something looks like upgraded, feel free. There's some good things in here. The Suzuki K-Works, for example, very good car. I have a lot of commons just sat there, kind of waiting to be upgraded. The aim is to have every single one, but with slots it's a little bit tough. Got 3 of these annoying ones. I had more, but I definitely sold some. Similar to these and these, I definitely had like 6 of these and 5 of these. They're pretty useless, but they're still prize cars at the end of the day. This is a nice one. It's rarely used though. Yeah, only 8 races. This is quite a nice one. Low RQ French car with it's good 0 to 60 for a low RQ car. Likewise, this one, good for the hill climb, Suzuki Carry. Did my 332 to maximise the ability on the hill climb, because it does actually have hill climb bonus. And it's very light, which is quite nice. More prize cars, had about 7 of those I think. This one is a beautiful picture. Absolutely great picture with the plane in the background there. This is a great one, beautiful handling. Not got traction control, but that doesn't let it down too much. This is a great one, which in the upcoming update, I think Robin was talking about it possibly going to be an uncommon. So we might be looking for some new common standard tyre cars. I think likewise this is going up because the stats are just way too good for uncommon, for a common even. Should definitely be uncommon. Yeah, that's it. Love this one. I had loads of them when they were the prize cards. We'll go. Also, specialisations for me would be Aston Martin. I'd like to get all of them as my favourite brand. The Infiniti, I'm aiming to get all of them. Along with Maserati, I'd quite like to get all of those as well. Which I'm quite close. Maserati is the closest one. I've got all the prize cars, just a few that I'm missing. This is a great one, used it in Call of the Wild quite a lot. Really nice handling, traction control, quite lightweight, really good for any twisty wet stuff. Likewise, this one's not too bad. Then we have the Suzuki Cara and the Autozam. Basically the same car, both really good. 87 handling for a 21 RQ car, brilliant. Especially with the standard tyres. See the Mighty Boy, everyone knows that one. This one's a good one. A very good dragster, I think, for JPT. Sadly, this one's 323. This is going to be my second one. I'll max drag spec 332. The MC Granite really helped me in the time trial series with the SUVs. Actually, really useful car. It had decent MRA, so I used it quite well. The Verano's very nice. 86 handling, traction control. A little bit on the heavier side, but that's alright. This one, saloon off-road tyres, low IQ, really need to get that one maxed. Obviously the Twizzys, that was 233, this was 323. Then Chevy Volt, brilliant RQ saver, use it in clubs quite a lot. 344 races and 88% win ratio, very good. Now, moving on to Res. Res is probably a weak point in my garage. I definitely need to work on maxing some more things in here. A little bit lazy with maxing the lower rarity stuff. Definitely need to improve on that. But some of this stuff that I maxed for challenges, I've definitely kept because it could be useful again. This is a really nice one, that 171 top speed for just 30 RQ. The 060 is alright and the MRA is alright too, so it's not a bad car. The Rover, one that I don't see around too much either. Good handling, 060 is alright. It's quite lightweight and it's obviously got standard tyres and medium. The Jimny, nice car, 960 kilos only with both traction control and ABS. Great car for any off-road slaloms. And obviously it's got a beautiful picture with the snow and the blues contrast really nicely with each other. There's definitely some cars sat in here that are just for their pictures alone. This one, I need to get this one finished off actually. It's got like 82 MRA, I think. Might be useful for some French drags in the future. Whether it stays as 82 MRA or not, I'm not sure, but I doubt that a French Citroën C6 is going to have 82 MRA, but you never know. The Gruner Coupe, brilliant car, great for any rain. Chevette too. And the other Jimny, this is a good Jimny as well. The handling's okay. It's a little bit heavier than the other one, but it still does the job on the ultra twisty and the stuff where you want the lightweight. The Stager, brilliant car, 85 handling for a four-wheel drive standard. That's better than most of the ultra rare four-wheel drive standard cars. It's incredible. It's alright, it's not too heavy. This one's great. I would expect this one to go up in the 15.0 update. I would probably be expecting this one to go super rare. The 060 is really low. Top speed is alright. Handling's quite good as well. It's a little bit on the heavier side and it is low, but it is very good for all the twisty stuff. And stuff like fast circuit is where it excels. Twisty circuit, sorry. Fast circuit is probably alright too. I like this one. Sadly, it's never going to get near that 162 top speed, but it's nice to see it on there. The Arnage, it's alright. I wouldn't say you need one, but it's okay. Then obviously you can see here, if we go to my Aston Martins, probably looking at getting dupes of those now. I'd quite like maybe a 323 version of that one. I need a twisty spec version of this one. Probably a drag spec of this one and this one as well. To really boost the specialisation there for any Aston Martin, if maybe we get a veteran challenge in the future, again, let me use Aston Martin. That's one I probably need to finish. It's only got one more fuse that needs in the GP diesel. I keep needing to max it, but I'm just not a fan of super rares, so barely touch them. I only tend to really max them for when I need them, like this C70 is drag spec because I needed it for one race. It's terrible. I would not recommend it, and I certainly would not recommend drag speccing it, but it got me through whatever it needed to. This Duke, incredible in the Time Trial Series 1 challenge, I think in the first part for the overall for the Subaru. And this one as well was quite useful. Not quite as good as the Nismo RS, but it's still good. The fish car as well, probably need to max that one because it's quite light, I think, yeah. Subaru BRZ, brilliant RQ saver, great handling, really good on all the twisty stuff. The Airfly, which cost, I think, get in 5 US concept carbons, and then it took me 22 aluminiums to get it, but I needed it was crucial for me. Bronco Windsor, great car, similarly to the other Bronco, which is very good. I would expect this one to get more handling, however, because that's from 1996 and this one is from 1988, so I would expect probably their handlings to switch around. That's why I've got both of them maxed. The Stratos is just a brilliant car, style icon as well. Fort Myers, because I just kept pulling them. Same with the Chargers Concept. Probably going to keep both these Aston Martins really. That one, the second one might be emergency fuse, but again, see, even though Aston Martin's specialisation, just hate maxing super rares because that 1,000 cash of selling the rare is just more profitable really. I've always debated this one. It's quite decent. It's fairly light. It's got traction control and ABS. It's kind of like the Subaru version of the Ignis, but it's not quite as light as this one. But it's probably a car that I would debate to keep anyway. The Superbird is just a brilliant looking car. I'm going to max that at some point too. The M1, great drag car now. It's got decent MRA. I think it's the best super rare German dragster. It's got nice 0-60, nice top speed and good MRA. So that's what you want in your drag car. This one as well is quite underrated. It's got like 80 MRA. The handlings are great, but on wet fast circuit, wet fast tracks, and stuff where you have to use SUVs, it was amazing. It was so useful. And it is diesel, so it does have that niche. This one's got nice MRA, but other than that, it doesn't quite hit the marks elsewhere. Suzuki Swift Sport Car, which I believe is the oldest car in my garage. Yeah, 1,549 days. This one, drag spec 2. Not quite sure what's happened here, but I've definitely drag spec'd it for a challenge or something. It's got good MRA, very good MRA, but it doesn't quite have the 0-6 for the top speed. We come to the end. This is a good one. Probably going to drag spec it just for the top speed. It's going to be great for probably the longer drags, the test bowl, and it's going to be alright on the shorter drags for any saloon events, any 5-seater plus events, any British events where you're going to use the soup. And we had Ultra, it's probably my favourite rarity. It's the one where I think I enjoy the most. There's definitely, I have some projects that I need to work on. Stuff like the Mura S, but it's just not quite as good as it once was. This one's a great RQ saver again, there's stuff there that I definitely need to work on. The Lavorg, really, really great car with that. It's 87 handling for 4-wheel drive standard. Kazashi as well, to be fair, is very good. Circuit EV's great, Atom 1's great. This one's really good for the Nismo Championship. It's got good MRA, decent top speed, decent 0-60, decent handling. I'm aiming for a second one of these to drag spec as well. I think it either hits 4.0 or 4.1 when drag spec. Two of these, again, four-wheel drive standards, just such a great niche. Need to max this one for the front-wheel drive standard niche, but don't see it too often, other than in clubs really. That's why I just haven't quite got around to it yet. Ram probably could do maxing this since he got his handling boost. It's not got too bad handling. I think it used to be about 63 and then they put it up by 6. You can see there's just lots of like unfinished projects which I really need to tidy up before the next update really. But this is another one which I'm actually going to put some updates in really. I got enough views in there. That's a great car, that one. Good 0-60, good handling, and the picture's amazing too. I like this one, the Infiniti G35. Got good 0-60, the handling's quite good, it's got traction control ABS, it's not too heavy, it's got standard tyres and it is medium. It's not quite as good as the G37, but then being medium, it is quite useful, and I have used it in events and challenges, and I do quite like it. I think it's a decent car. It's quite underrated. Similarly, this one's another one I maxed for a challenge. That's why it's 332. Definitely wouldn't max it that way. It's not perfect, but that's why I got my second, which are 233. But they're both good. And they'll probably both be useful. Love the picture. It's one of those OG cars. It's probably, yeah, it's got the message below it as well. Really nice car, that. Two Bertones, that'll be a drag spec one I was probably using for a challenge that I'll finish off at some point. It's not a great car, but it's probably worth having one. It's an estate, so it's good for that niche. The BBR, definitely to finish maxing that one. Best ultra rare Mazda, especially when I don't have the Fury. It's going to be useful for Mazda events too. Charger, yeah, that's near enough max. I'll put the cash into that at another point. Another good car for the Twisty. Stuff like Twisty Circuit is probably where it's going to do well with its 0-60 and handling combo. My army of 037s, which we are 95% sure we'll be going to Epic, so I'll have 4 Epics there. Obviously they'll all get reset. RS200 could well go to Epic as well if they get their medium upgrade like they once had. Yeah, and that's ultra rares. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters at the top end. The Range Rover 5.0 V8. Great car. Don't use it too much because a lot of people have it maxed. It was an ultra rare and people maxed it then and it moved up, but it's definitely a good car. Same story with the Control Nismo. It was an ultra rare and got moved up. This one's hideous and I have to put fuse in it. You have to do what you have to do to get your legendaries. Same with the Countach. Had to put the upgrades into this one. Near enough it's maxed. Never used it since, but it won me the Veneno. So there's another one, it's maxed 233, which definitely isn't the way you want to do one of these cars with it. Great MRA, but to be honest, it's fused anyway, so. Mustang Boss also got upgrades in for challenges. Got the Primera last week. Great car, love the touring cars as well. And the pictures are good, which just adds in even more to the car. Obviously it's got great MRA, great handling, it's lightweight, it's 90s, it's Japanese, great for the twisties. This one hurts a little bit. I have to do this one for the recent time trial series. It's alright, but rear drive standard isn't great. It's just a bit heavy and it doesn't quite hit. It doesn't quite hit where you want it to hit, really. BTR2 is one of my favourite cars in this game, especially when it was a 332 dragster. It would just eat legendaries on the drags with its 3.0 0 to 60. I loved it so much, but then they nerfed the MRA and now I rarely ever use it. Yeah, 2,600 races on it, and I've probably only used it 100 times or 200 times since it got nerfed. This one, definitely need to work on this one. It's going to get a +1 handling in the next upgrade, in the next update, sorry. So it's going to be probably the best off-road tyre American car. Definitely going to be worth to have this one maxed. With its, I think it'll be 4.282 once it gets its handling buff. There's the Ram. I have this maxed because this is currently the best off-road American car, which apparently is going to get 96 MRA, so that'd be interesting on that one. A couple of prize cars sat around here that are just a bit useless really, haven't touched them. W12, not bad for any VW events. It's one of the better VWs in the game. It does its job and it's fairly useful here and there. Same with the Vipers, they are great cars. Good MRA, good 0 to 60, good top speed, good handling. Not much more you can want with it. Gallardo's the same. C30 Polestar, great car. It's only got 0.1 seconds 0 to 60 difference to the Viper and 4-wheel drive. It's not quite got the MRA, but it's a fantastic car for the rain. Same with the Spiker C8, great cars, absolutely great, but they are a little bit they're a bit in the middle of nowhere. Once they're maxed, they're great, but if we compare it to something like the Gallardo, it's got better 0 to 60, better top speed, but it's got a little bit worse handling. It is lighter, which is nice. It is fairly light. It's not going to be as good as the Viper SRT10, which is probably the best dry performance tyre all round epic. 3.1 0 to 60, 98 handling. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but it is phenomenal. And obviously the banana, which I hate, which is why it's only got a few upgrades, and it's definitely going legendary. So that will probably be legendary number 48. Have a little look at the unlocked stuff. Just even 2 more C8 for the 80s. 4 of them. This one I haven't decided. It's kind of fused at the minute, but since I already have one. Same with the Trezor, it might be useful at some point, so I'm going to keep it around. A dupe Spiker C8, I'm not sure if I'm going to need it. This Peugeot 907 is a dupe, definitely not going to need that one. Then we've got 2 Firepowers, which aren't great. 911 Carrera S. All this stuff down here is just a bit mediocre. It's not the meta, it's not really what you want. Same with the T350, which I have debated keeping because I quite like the British cars, but it doesn't quite hit what you want it to hit. It's a bit of an all-rounder, and it's not particularly great. Same with the XKR 75, they've got basically the same stats. And then, finally, it's legendaries. We've got the other Spiker, so just see any Spiker events, I'm absolutely sorted in having all these Spikers, even though this one is just proper garbage. This one, never useful. Don't think I've ever used it. Wow, actually, that surprised me quite a lot there. It is useless. It's got the same stats as the Epic, but you're not going to max it, because maxing legendaries is hard enough, not when it's a rubbish RQ80. The Impreza, got it. Brilliant car. Going to get a handling boost as well, MRA boost in 15.0. Expo, or Crossbow even, another prize car. Very nice, don't use it too much, it's a bit niche with its being Austrian, it's not useful too much, but it is nice obviously to have that. Same with both Maseratis, I've got both of those prize cars, really nice cars, love them a lot. 3.4 with like 110 MRA, I believe, and this one's got 108 MRA. Really good cars, both of them. This one's a great dragster. This one's a great rounder. They're decently low in the RQ for legendaries as well. Mclaren F1 is just an incredible car. It's just one of the best cars ever invented. My beautiful DBS Superleggera. Getting there with it. 3.2101. I use it quite a lot. I think it's going to hit 3.0 101 when I've fully maxed it at some point. This one was part of a squad that won the Mclaren Senna, which we'll see in a minute. Same with Sylvia. That's why they both got upgrades in. I think this one's got more handling upgrades in, yeah. 12C, which I regret putting any upgrades in, but I think I did that right at the start. Corvette, beautiful car, love it a lot. I use it a little bit here and there, but I just really like it. XE Project 8 is what it is. It's a prize car at the end of the day, it's useful here and there. Atom's really nice car. With two 962Cs, one's maxed, brilliant. The other one is stock, but it's still incredible. A beautiful Veneno with its upgrades in, which I think I use for Horror Show. Brilliant car, pulled me through Horror Show a lot. Love it to pieces. And probably my most prized possession, the McLaren Senna. 220 races, which isn't too much, but 91% win ratio. If we look at the 962C, 1,279 races with 91% win ratio too. The Veneno, 91% win ratio as well. So yeah, that's my garage. If you want to have a quick look through the unlocked stuff, that's all the unlocked stuff. They're all duplicates or just random stuff that I don't really use that much. Well, it's just fuse, stuff that's not very good, and it just sits there and it waits for its time to be used for the greater good. Have a quick look through the wish list as well. Just a few cars down here. This one was one I was alerted to the other day. It's got good handling, good 0 to 60. This one, great drag start. I was just thinking I might have it for the French niche. Any challenges, not quite useful. These ones were for a challenge. I don't actually want them, they are useless. This one I think I want for, I think it's got good MRA and decent top speed personally. I think that's why it's in there. The Infinitis and the Maseratis like I spoke about earlier. That's why they're there. I just want them to fill that in, tick that box off. Pantera is one I've wanted for so long, I haven't got it. It's a beautiful looking car. Probably the best De Tomaso in the game as well. That's not one I want anymore either. This one I want for the niche. It's gonna be useful at some point. It's got the British niche. Like the 340R, everyone knows how good this is. Never touched it sadly. Never been near one. Always lets me down that I never have one, but one day. And same with the XEJS1, so it's not even like I got that one to cover it off a bit. Mirai, really want this one, would have helped me so much in the previous challenge, but we move to a lovely car. 211 is just absolutely amazing, so good. And only 76 IQ as well. Some more Aston Martins, like we talked about. The DNX I want purely because it's just the car that hits the most niches for some reason. It's a saloon, it was in two-tone, it's a concept, it's 2000s. It just seems to be used everywhere. It's like all the time, it's a crucial car. It's a car that you want in events and in challenges, and it just hits the marks. The CCX isn't great, I just want it because I love the picture. I think it's really nice that it's zoomed in, even though you can't see the back of the car. It's quite cool. I just like everything about it. It's a cool car, and it always reminds me of when the Stig crashed one. So yeah, that is my entire garage tour of 1,152 cars. The Mac fully upgraded is pretty poor, I have to say. Need to start maxing more things. I need to start maxing some more lower end. My commons is weak, my rares is weak, and I need to max my super rares. But overall, it's not too bad. We're moving up. After a little gap of not playing nearer the start, which meant I didn't get any of the Austins or the Moby, which is a little bit sad because it would have been nice to get them, but it is what it is. They're not useful, but it just would have been nice for the collection. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that garage tour. I know it's quite a long one. Tried to keep it as short as possible and scroll through quickly. But yeah, if you liked it, don't forget, like, subscribe, all those beautiful things, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.